evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Scary Stories by the Campfire. We are your counselors tonight, Jeremy.
And Jason.
And tonight, we are looking at the 2005 prequel to The Exorcist. Again.
Dominion.
Just under a different name.
Is it prequel to The Exorcist?
Yeah, actually the name is
Okay.
Dominion, prequel to The Exorcist.
I don't know why I keep wanting to say Dominion prelude to The Exorcist.
No, we just want Dominion. Jurassic
Dominion.
Park.
Jurassic World. Dominion. Prelude to The Exorcist.
So, Jason, what did you think of Dominion?
I thought it was all right. I think the problem is that with these movies, you're looking at these movies are just kind of all over the place when it comes to like the actual Exorcist material. And I think we've been through this before. The Exorcist, the original one, is based off of a book.
Yep.
And The Exorcist 3 was based off of a book, which is actually technically the sequel to the book of the first movie. So, Exorcist 2, The Heretic, Dominion, prequel to The Exorcist, and Exorcist the Beginning. Those are all movies that were created to expand on this universe. And this is actually a weird one for me because I did not realize this at first when we were doing The Exorcist and we went back to watch Exorcist the Beginning. I did not realize because I've never heard of a situation like this where you have two movies that are both prequels that are telling the same story. That's just weird to me.
I actually like this one better than the other prequel, though. Like the beginning. I did.
I think a lot of people like this one more than they like the beginning. I think the beginning was just kind of batty.
I was about to say, if we watched this one first and then watched the beginning, like I'd be like, oh, well, the beginning wasn't that great compared to this one. I don't know. I liked the portrayal of Pazuzu in this one a little bit better. You know?
Or, as we like to refer to him as Vogue Zuzu. Because every time no matter what he did, he looked like he was posing for a Vogue cover.
His skin was like shiny and oily.
Yeah, he was just.
There was one.
Oh, I just looked at the Twitch page here, and I'm looking at his. Yeah. Don't you touch me with that again. It's,
The other one that was my favorite, though, and it was the one that really brought the Vogue to life, was when he's floating in the air, but he's kind of like laid back with his foot up, like his knee up. He's just like, hey, what are you doing, priest?
What is hold on. When me and Raven were watching this Monday night, she kept referencing what's his name from like the Elder Scrolls, the dark elf. What is his name? I can't think of his name. Raven, if you're on, she might not be on because she's having to work, but she I forgot what his name is. I'll have to look it up. But yeah, so yeah, this movie it fits better, I think, in a sense.
I think it really helps. There's better explanations for stuff in this one because they weren't worried about all the blood and gore and stuff like that. Like they weren't worried about any of that.
No, I think. Well, I mean, for this one, I think they were. They actually had to go back and I think reshoot a lot of this. I think
For the beginning one, they did.
Well, I got a thing here. Hold on. I
Because
found a
like
whole
this
fit.
this Pazuzu was taken completely out of the movie.
Dun, 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 dun,
Instead, they
dun.
put it in the small boy in the other one.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, that's yeah. The Pazuzu was in the kid in that one. There was a whole like kid's side plot, and it got really kind of muddy with the I think where the soldiers and the natives were all like fighting. It was like it just seemed like it was turning that whole area bad. So everyone was angry and wanting to fight, and who's it's and whatnots it's.
You know, PJ, I just noticed there is some like drool hanging off of Pazuzu's like bottom lip right there.
He didn't care. He got stuck in the head with that cross. He's like, "Don't you touch me with that thing again!"
Then he tried to dunk him into the the holy water.
Just drowning. Blah, blah. This movie. There was a lot of kind of funny moments to this movie too. Shouldn't really have been, but that I know they were trying to like make this thing like scary, but
My other question is why did they make Pazuzu a cone head?
I don't know. Maybe his brain was too big to fit in the
He was
into that little skull thing.
he had an awfully cone elongated head.
Yeah, I mean there were some scenes that he had that, and it was funny. Like when he was Pazuzu, he was completely bald, and when he went back to normal, he had hair.
Pazuzu don't like hair.
Apparently, so he didn't like any sort of hair or anything like that. Vivek, and that's the Elder Scrolls guy I was thinking of, or well, Raven was telling me of. But, um, yeah. So, uh, apparently the director changed late in the game. John Frankenheimer was originally brought on to direct the prequel, but he had to withdraw due to health concerns. Uh, he passed away a month after bowing out. This is on a website called Mental Floss. They got a bunch of
Oh,
little
okay.
kind of trivia things on here. So yeah, so I guess they had to change. We had to change directors at one point. So,
That's interesting.
but this is the one I was actually. So production didn't go too smoothly. Paul Schrader took the helm from Frankenheimer. Schrader had nearly completed Dominion, so he nearly completed this movie in 2002 when the studio pulled the plug over concerns that his prequel wasn't scary enough.
That's silly.
So what they did was the studio axed Schrader's film, an entirely new prequel this time, directed by Rennie Harlan, which we did last week, went into production. This new film, Exorcist: The Beginning, used the same sets and much of the same cast as Dominion. It failed both critically and financially upon its release, so in an effort to recoup their investment, the studio gave Schrader just $35,000 to complete his version on top of the original 30 million budget. So this was them trying to fix their mistake, I guess. You know, and they pretty much said, no, 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 we don't like this movie. Make a new one. And then they bring in someone else to make new movie, and that movie bombed. And they're like, no, 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 bring back the other guy. Get the other guy, have him finish movie, so we can make more money, make at least try to balance it out. But um, so yeah, this movie,
Cha-Ching was played by Billy Crawford, which he has nothing else going for him.
Billy Crawford, Billy, that was Billy Crawford.
I mean, probably not the one you're thinking of. I don't know what
No,
you're.
no, 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 no. No. Actually, that was number 9 on this. Actor Billy Crawford is a pop star whose records are huge in France. French tourists swarmed because this This movie was actually shot in two places. It was Morocco and in Rome. But apparently, French tourists swarmed the Moroccan set to get a peek at the star.
He's a pop
So
singer.
I guess he's a pop singer. I haven't done any research on him, but
No
it
wonder
just
his
said-
name is Cha-Ching.
Is that really what his name was?
No, it's Che-Che.
Che Che?
Cheche.
Che Che. Yeah, that's one word.
But we always called him Cha-Ching.
Cha-ching, because he's banking money at this point. A physically handicapped boy shunned and abused by the locals before Marin gets him medical attention. He starts to recover from his disabilities once the demon possesses him, ultimately achieving physical perfection before the demon is exorcised, which we actually kind of talked about. Does the demon actually do, like, I guess this makes sense now that the demon actually heals the body?
Yeah.
Because I mean, we were talking about, like, what happens if he possesses, like, someone, let's say, that's pretty much a vegetable. Does he just lie there? Can he get up and move around? Can demons move from body to body?
I knew that priest looked familiar.
What priest? Father Francis.
No. Yeah, Father Francis, Gabriel Mann. I knew he looked familiar. He plays in the first two Bourne movies. That's where I've seen him. But you know what's funny? He also does the voice of Hush in Batwoman. He plays Hush in the TV series Batwoman.
What? Seriously?
Yeah.
I never really watched Batwoman, but
He also plays Bruce Banner in the Avengers, Earth's Mightiest Heroes.
actually, I have seen that. Interesting. He was in Rush. Oh no, Rush Hour. That was a TV show.
I was about to say,
Oops.
Father Francis, he Hulk. Like, couldn't he just Hulk out?
No, he was just used as a target. Born Supremacy, The Born Identity.
Yeah, he plays Danny, which is one of the CIA operatives who was helping find him.
This was, well, no, it's middle of his career. It's not anything real early. Trying to see if there's anything else. Oh, he played in Josie and the Pussycats. Played a character named Alan M. I don't know who that guy is.
So
A folk guitarist and Josie's romantic interest. Oh, well, you win some, you lose some, I guess.
So, I already know the answer, so I'm not even gonna say the first. Which one do you think is the best Exorcist movie? Because I already know your answer. Obviously, it's the first one.
Out of all of them?
Out of all of them.
Out of all of them? Jeez, Jeremy, you should know. It should be part 2. No, I'm
Part 2 is
joking.
amazing.
I'm joking, guys. Part 1 is by
But
far my favorite.
so if that's the case, which is your third favorite? Because let me guess your second. Your second is the one based off the Legion book.
Part 3?
Yeah.
I would say at this point probably yes.
All right. So
I mean, I would have to go back and rewatch it just to, kind of really, because I think we had a lot of when we were originally watching it, we had a lot of connection issues. So I missed quite a bit of the film because it would like glitch up and whatnot. But from what I was catching, it was really, really more interesting. And I think the only problem with that is the fact that.
All right, so number 3. Your
Number
third favorite would be. Hold on. This one.
Yeah.
All right, so this is the next two is where it's gonna get tough. I'm gonna say the beginning, and then end it with number two.
Yeah.
Ooh, I'm good.
Yeah. I'm putting in that order. I think the
Yeah, boy.
I think when you these movies fall into the same kind of category as like The Ring,
A movie that
because
doesn't need a sequel that unfortunately gets a sequel.
well, no, not necessarily, because most of the there's like a whole series of Ring books. There's like I think like 4 or 5 of them. I think I could be wrong, but I think there's like a multitude of them. And the thing about it is that most people are familiar with the movie, and it's played as a horror movie. And then as they made sequels, they were still kind of horror oriented. But if you actually read the books, horror is actually less of a topic. It's more about like people and psychic powers and stuff like that. There's not as much horror in it. And I think that's what this franchise falls into a little bit, is that, the first book or whatever, if you've watched the movie, it's horror, but it's about the possession itself. And then when you get to Legion, it's about, you know the entity, and how it also affects the world outside, and how different it is from just possessing a person and making this person do all sorts of silly stuff. I think what they tried to do with these new movies, and I'm talking about part 2 also, because it's not based off of anything, is that they're trying to expand it. But the problem is that I just don't think they did that great of a job trying to, you know encapsulate what The Exorcist is. This is probably what comes closest, at least to
Uh,
me. You don't have no blinky lights. You don't
I was
have
about to say you
no.
don't like the.
Yeah, I don't like the flashing lights. And I mean, it's strange because in the second movie, if I'm remembering it correctly, because in the first movie, possesses the last father, he jumps out the window and dies, dead. Except apparently in the third movie, he somehow survived because the demon kept him alive, and apparently fixed all his problems, or fixed his wounds, because demons can do that when they possess you. But in the second movie, there's no mention of him. But somehow Pazuzu had jumped over to someone else.
Real quick, on a side note, I don't think it's him healing the body. And the reason I say that is because if you watch Supernatural, and it's actually pretty cool that I get to do this. They say all the time, like, if you kill if you try to kill me, or like anytime they the body gets hurt, it doesn't affect the body till the demon leaves.
Mm.
So
Mm-hmm.
so like Meg, for example, in the first and second season, she fell out of a window and like broke multiple bones. While the demon was in her, it was as if she was fine. But when the demon left, she went into like immense amount of pain, as if like all her bones were broken, which they were.
Hmm.
So it's possible that they're not healing the body, that they're just using it.
I guess that makes sense.
And
Now,
then when they leave, everything goes back to the way it was. Because even here, even in this movie, at the end of it, he still did not have full use of his arm at the end of the movie.
Hmm. Jeremy,
Yes.
since you like to talk about CGI and practical effects and
You
stuff like
already
that,
know what's coming.
let's talk about those wonderfully cute hyenas.
Yes, Raven. Welcome. And by the way, those hyenas.
Okay, I got something for you, Jeremy. I got something for you. You go, ready? Here we go. Filming, filming used live hyenas, but the critters were so camera shy they had to be replaced with CGI.
Okay, that makes sense.
Even
Actually.
the hyenas were like, I don't want to be in this movie. This movie's awful. Oh, is that what I look like on camera? I'm fat. Ew! Look at my scrushy little face. I don't think the hyenas in the beginning were even that good looking. They didn't even really look like hyenas. They were more like kind of these giant mutated hyenas. Yes, they were. I thought they were kind of adorable. Let me see if I can find. Let's see if I can find it.
Oh, by the way,
Uh,
Liam Neeson was initially cast as Father Marin in this movie too.
yeah, I think we talked about that in the last movie.
But Father Francis Gabriel Mann actually went to his audition dressed as a priest, carrying
Really?
a copy of The Exorcist with him to his audition for this movie.
Okay. Yeah, those hyenas are ugly.
They are. They're terrible.
That one right here looks like a. I got pictures here, but
Oh
that
my
hyena
god.
that I'm looking
When
at,
did
he's got squishy face, and the
uh
other one and the ones from the beginning are no better. So yes, both sets are horrible looking.
they're about as bad as Ravager's Phantasm.
Yeah. Now a lot of things were changed between this movie and the last movie. Um, like when they find the deaths per se in the temple.
Yeah.
In the beginning, it was that one guy, that
Oh yeah, the dude who
trunk
had his
worker who was all
yeah.
like chewed out and whatnot. And in this one, it was actually two soldiers
Yeah,
who had
they were stealing.
yeah they were trying to rob the temple, and the guy what one guy was like beheaded, the other one was like upside down, all sorts of sliced up. So
What I
yeah,
did like though is we didn't watch those CGI hyenas do much. They were pretty.
yeah, they didn't do anything in this movie. I think they
They
just
just
kind of
kind of
showed up and then
growled
just
a little
disappeared
bit
again.
and went about their merry little ways. But it was horrible, man. It was God. It was so bad. And like I said, I don't mind CGI. You know, when it fits well. Like, um, I just watched because it came out today. Nostalgia Critic released a review for The Great Mouse Detective,
Mm-hmm.
and that was one of the first Disney movies back then to incorporate CGI um, into their movies that early, to that hand drawn animation.
Yeah.
And I noticed it too, like it's flawlessly blended in into that movie.
Oh, the CGI and the practical effects,
Yeah, well
or the
the hand
drawings.
drawn animation, it's blended so well together, and I've never understood why. Like I don't know if it's a rush thing or what, but some of this CGI, how it gets past like editing teams is
I don't
hilarious.
I don't know if it's a budget thing. I know like
I don't mean budget. I mean like time constraint.
well, I mean that too, but I mean like take for example there was it came out on the DC app. Now it's probably on HBO Max, but Swamp Thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Really, really got excited about that one when they had announced that one, and I ended up I haven't finished it. It was they released the first episode, and like the day after they announced that the first season was canceled. Like they were gonna do the first season, there's gonna be nothing else after it. So I kind of got away from it. But just the first episode I watched, they do blend in the practical effects and the CGI so well that you can't tell the difference in a lot of scenes. Like they will have like a CGI vine or whatever slithering across the ground, and it'll be kind of like a one shot thing, and you'll see it, and then it'll go right into the practical effects little monster thing they got going on, the vines controlling the dead guy's body or whatever, and it flows so well that you're thinking to yourself, you're like, is this a budget thing? Because I mean, we're talking about a show that's just getting released over, a streaming service. I mean, I've seen Netflix shows, Netflix originals that have really bad CGI. They just seem kind of cheaply made. And I'm going, is this a budget thing? Like maybe they just didn't have the money to make it? Or is it just a throw it out there and somebody's bound to watch it type thing? So it just really confuses me. Like one season of Swamp Thing can do so much better than a what is supposed to be a big full length feature film. So that's something that I can't really answer, but abominations is what Ravenfire is saying.
It just, like I said, it's crazy to think about how, like you said, you have all these things that do blend perfectly together, and then you have other stuff that doesn't. It just looks like they slapped it on there.
Mm-hmm.
Post production, they're just like, oh, we need something here. Let's just slap this hyena into this spot of this film, and it'll fit.
Yeah, I mean, probably one of I'm gonna say this. This movie wasn't like overly violent. It wasn't overly gory. This one was based more on um, the storytelling. But I do. It's gonna sound really weird, but I really do miss the kid getting eaten by the hyena. The group of them.
Yeah,
That was by far the most exciting moment in that entire movie, because they just came in and they chomped him down and drug him off screen and
yeah, and
nom,
this
nom,
one
nom.
made it even worse because in that one they killed one kid. This one, that dude went in there and butchered an entire classroom.
Yeah, he was it had something to do with the Christian thing.
Yeah,
Like
they
the
said that.
Christians were bringing the evil or something.
Yeah, and that the kids going there would help bring it more.
So they were trying to get rid of all the stuff. And um Father Francis, did he die in this movie? I don't remember.
Yes, he died from his wounds with the arrows,
Oh yeah,
but he died in the hospital bed.
yeah. I remember that because I remember them finding him. He was strapped to a rock and he had a bunch of arrows and stuff in him, and then he was in the hospital bed, and that's the last I remember it. He
Little
didn't
rant.
die. He didn't die in the other movie, did he?
Yeah, he did. Remember, he fell from the ceiling.
Yeah, I don't remember that movie.
Like he was, Father Marin was chasing her through the caves, and he like fell from the roof.
Yeah, I don't remember. There's a lot I don't remember in this.
Random
In
little
that movie.
tangent side note. I really miss the old days in Disney of hand drawn animation, but that's just me.
Yeah, you know what they should have done? Should have done The Exorcist as a hand drawn movie. Someone should do that.
That'd be interesting.
We want a hand drawn animated Exorcist movie.
Stop motion Exorcist
Stop,
movie.
ew, not stop motion. What are we talking about? Like, what are you talking about? Like Nightmare Before Christmas?
Yeah, or the new Pinocchio. Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio.
Oh, is that out?
Oh, that's been out. It's freaking
That's been out.
weird.
Yeah, he does weird stuff. He does. He does weird stuff. What was it? What was his show he's got on Netflix?
Oh, it's
And that
I cannot think.
cab
Cabinet of
cabinet.
Curiosities.
Yeah, cabinet.
I've watched a
You
few
could,
episodes. They're actually really good.
okay, first of all, I'm not gonna hand draw the Exorcist movie. I'm not doing it. Okay. First of all, I don't have the animation skill for it. You know what it would take? A lot of time. I don't have a lot of time.
Yeah, because any reshoots, like any redos, you have to like redraw everything.
Yep. Yep. You have to go back and redraw things frame by frame.
What was it? They were again, little side tangent. Same
What,
nostalgia
this,
critic when he did.
this is gonna be one of those episodes where we go off tangents a lot because we talked about how boring the last movie was, and this one is slightly better. Congratulations, we've talked about it. It wasn't a whole lot of major differences.
Well, and the only reason I bring it up is because we're talking about handmade drawings, but they did it when the Little Mermaid movie came out, the new one. Critic talked about the old one, the original, and he actually, I think you've seen some of those videos where he actually has one of the animators there with them talking about it, and that was one of the things they were talking about was how hard it was to have to do reshoots because it takes so long to do reshoots on anything because they have to redraw everything and do it and make it work. Yeah. So it was just one of those things.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure if you're just doing a reshoot in a film, it's just, all right, get back into places. Let's do it again. You know, that one you'd have to do a lot of extra work trying to change everything. But oh, let's see. So they found the temple in this one.
Yep.
It was in what, Kenya?
Somewhere in Africa. I don't remember if they said the exact country they were in.
I think it was supposed to be, because right here it says Kenyan politics disrupted the whole shoot. Schrader originally sought to shoot the film where the story actually takes place in modern-day Turkana County, Kenya, but it proved to be implausible because of the area's war-torn and unstable political situation. So that's where they went, and production actually spanned 2 continents. The film's exterior shots were shot on a set built 45 minutes outside of Marrakesh, in Morocco, and the interiors were shot at the famed Cincetta Studios in Rome. I might be butchering that word. Production lasted 10 weeks, with 5 in Morocco and 5 in Rome. So there you go. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Ooh, Jeremy.
Yes.
Quiz. You said Liam Neeson was supposed to be was slated to play Father Marin.
Yes.
But he dropped out because of scheduling conflicts with what movie? Anyone got any ideas?
This movie came out in 2005?
Yeah, I think
so. It was made in 2002?
Actually, this movie was filmed,
Yeah, it was filmed in 2002, is what you said.
Yeah, it was completed, nearly completed in 2002.
Is it Batman?
Nope.
Oh.
Batman came out way later.
I was still in high school when Batman came out. I thought it came out sooner than that.
Come on, guys. Anyone out there? Give me
I
some
know it's
hints.
not Star Wars.
No, it wasn't Star Wars. I'll give you a hint. It's probably not a very good hint for you, but I'll give you a hint. It is, let me get back to it, make sure I got the right name. It is a Martin Scorsese film. It's a quiet crowd out there.
They ain't gonna know this.
Probably not. It's not something that they're all googling it right now.
What genre?
I
It's not The Outsiders.
Liam Neeson was not in The Outsiders, was he?
Oh.
Yeah, he was not in The Outsiders. Um, I would. Let me look it up just to be right, but I'm pretty sure I'm gonna go with like some sort of historical drama, but I could be wrong. Drama crime.
Hmm. I have no idea.
Outsiders came out in '83.
Yeah, you're completely off.
Ah,
Yeah, I give up.
give up. Okay. Is anyone else putting it to? No. No. LOL. Um, it was Gangs of New York.
Oh, I never would have guessed that.
Yeah, that's the movie.
I'll tell you that right now. I would have never guessed Gangs of New York.
I've never seen.
But
that movie.
speaking of New York, we made a joke about it last time, or last week. What's in New York, Jason, that we talked about last week?
What part of New York?
Guess what's in New York that we talked about last week?
Um,
There are four toidles.
Ninja Turtles. Actually, ironically, right before I got on here, when I got over here, uh, I ended up watching. I actually busted out my TMNT '80s cartoon collection, and me and my youngest had watched the very first episode, and then she wanted to play Hello Neighbor. So actually, we played some Minecraft, and then um,
She
she played Hello Neighbor 2.
she goes
I,
from watching turtles to being chased by a creepy neighbor.
yeah. So I threw a couple extra games on there so she'd have something to play. But okay, so what about Turtles, Jeremy?
Oh, just I remember us talking about it last week, and we are like, yeah, let's talk about Turtles 2 some too while we're there.
Oh, I thought maybe there's gonna be something to tie in this one. Like,
I wish.
oh, great. Okay, so Che Che became a member of the Foot Clan and resided in the sewers of New York. And he changed his name to Vogue Zuzu. We hit the nail on that one.
Well, it is time for ratings, so.
No, okay, hold on real quick. The huge statue has a long backstory. Ooh.
The Pazuzu statue?
The giant Pazuzu statue. Why did it change on me? Okay. The giant Pazuzu statue in the crypt scenes was based on the statue from the original Exorcist, which itself was based on a real ancient artifact found in Iraq. Schrader updated the statue's look in Dominion to reflect more African design influences.
That's interesting.
So, African masks shaped the character design. The elongated head, we were just talking about the cone head thing. The elongated head prosthesis of the possessed Che character was based on African masks Schrader photographed while location scouting.
Okay, see, now that makes a little more sense.
There you go. Look at that. Now
we know why he's bald.
Yeah, well, I mean, not necessarily bald. The bald's still kind of weird, but the actual cone head thing that you were talking about does have some sort of a backstory to it now. It has some actual, instead of going, oh, you remember when those Roman soldiers at the beginning of the movie and the guy had the what do they call those things? The beads,
Rosaries?
The rosaries, which technically didn't exist at that point in time, this actually that right there, just that idea of the Pazuzu statue design changing a little bit to fit the area that it's in, and the design choice, like you said, is like, why is his head like that? Well, now you have a reason why. This actually gets a couple extra points.
Yeah, because it kind of worked where they were at into
Yeah,
incorporating it into what it was doing, and that's
it,
actually really cool.
that makes a lot more sense than just go, eh. Conehead was cool.
All
A
right,
little more.
so for Vogue Zuzu,
Vogue Zuzu.
that's right, he is Vogue Zuzu.
Yeah, Vogue
We're on
Zuzu.
IMDb with 12,000 votes on a scale of 1 to 10. Contestants, get your choices in. What's funny though about this is when we first started this movie up, Jason, the opening scene is the Nazi scene.
Mm-hmm.
And Mom, PJ was literally like, didn't we watch this last week? Did you start the same movie again?
Was it almost the exact same scene?
Just about it. It was a little bit longer. Had a little more uh, dialogue through it.
Hmm.
Because in this one, the Nazi leader that's here, doing all the questioning. Father Marin actually shoots him in the head. Like takes his gun and shoots him in the head.
Yeah, and what what happened after?
All the other Nazis just started opening fire.
I remember that, but was that like kind of like a dream sequence type thing, or did that
No,
actually?
that actually happened. That's what caused him to lose his faith.
So what happened? Did he get shot? Because I saw
He
him
did.
take, and he just got up and was like, "Yeah, I'm better now."
Yeah, I guess.
Guy goes to church wearing a bulletproof vest. I guess it's something that you need to prepare for when you're in
Holland
Nazi.
during World War II in 1944.
Was it Holland?
Yeah, Holland 1944.
1944.
Because they were there because somebody killed one of their soldiers.
Yeah, and yeah, because I remember him being like, "Hey, Father, you," because he was like, "No, no one would have done that." He's like, "Well, I kind of need somebody, so you're gonna have to give me somebody." And then, then all that mayhem went down. Priest shooting a Nazi.
Again, Skarsgård did very well in this movie.
Yeah, and it was funny because that was one of the little things here that said, what did it say?
All of the big actor choices were actually decent in this movie.
Yeah, it said, taking inspiration from the original Exorcist, Schrader cast actor Stellan Skarsgård as Father Marin because he felt Skarsgård is the best Swedish actor of his generation, just as he thought Max von Sydow, the original actor who played Marin in The Exorcist, was the best Swedish actor of his generation.
And I agree.
So
Skarsgård
there
did
was
it really well. I think they all did. Even Crawford here as Cha-Ching.
cha-ching. Yeah, I mean, I do like kind of like the back and forth between him, and he had a very kind of, I wouldn't say,
Him and Father
uh,
Francis.
yeah, but I would say just as himself, like Che and Pazuzu, there's like a back and forth,
Oh, yeah.
and I do think he did kind of make both those characters unique in their own way, and it works. So it's not like what's her face at the end of the other movie where she just went all crazy and was just like, and
No, no. When he was possessed by Vogue Zuzu, like when he was Vogue Zuzu, like there was more depth to him. It wasn't a deadite from Evil Dead.
yeah, he had
It was almost like the
definitely.
Legion one. He had purpose. He had reason. You know what I mean? And I think that's why it did so well. But
Yeah.
we have a 5.5 from Jason. PJ put a
Yeah.
4.3 and Raven put a 5. And the winner is Ravenfire. Jason, you were over by 0.3. Ravenfire, you were under it by 0.2. It was a 5.2 out of 10.
Wow. Just wow.
But
Wow.
now, wow, we're getting
Yeah,
into
See, see that is so easy to do now. You just thought, oh, wow, and then all of a sudden everyone's popping in to do it.
No, not great job to Jason. Jason lost. Jason
Well,
lost.
unless they're congratulating me for losing. That's what it is. I think there was something that had popped up, and I'm trying to. All right, yeah, just continue on.
Well, we're on the Rotten Tomato side. So, on the tomato meter, on a scale of 0 to 100, what do you think the critics gave
In this movie?
Dominion? Prequel to The Exorcist. And while I do that, I'll read you some of their comments. Schrader's intelligent, quietly subversive pick emphasizes spiritual agony over horror ecstasy while playing occasional lip service to the need for scares. Exorcism aside, Dominion is well acted, handsomely photographed, and hauntingly scored. To be fair, Schrader's version fails in ways that Harlan's dumbed-down version didn't. It's true Dominion is a better prequel than The Beginning, but in the end, that's not really saying much in either case.
Well, that is true. I mean, it is.
The Schrader variation is awfully dull, with scant evidence of the sort of things that make horror movies attractive, like mounting suspense and spine-tingling creepiness, and oh yeah, the element of horror. So, did everybody get their votes in? We have a 35 from Jason, a 43 from PJ, and a 30 from Ravenfire. And the answer. You're all losers. You lose. Good day, sir.
Oh boy, what happened?
It was a 29. Ravenfire was the closest, but you all overshot by The Price is Right. 29% on the tomato meter. I don't agree with this. I don't. I think it should be like a 45. Maybe a 47. I think a 47. What about you?
You think a 47?
I'm thinking about a 45 to 47.
I'd say a 52.
I don't think 29 is where it should be at. Well, Raven, then go to the chocolate factory, go down that boat of horrors with... That's the next one, Jason. We should do Willy Wonka in the chocolate factory for that one scene. That one scene is horror. Because there's no earthly way of knowing where this boat is really going. Is it raining? Is it snowing?
Okay, so...
What are you looking at? You've been looking at something for the last, 6 minutes.
Something's been bothering me this entire time. Because...
What's been bothering you?
Well, I mean, because if you listen to... in the first Exorcist movie... They talk about Father Marin and how he had battled a demon, an exorcism or whatever, that was months long. And according to that movie, um, it was Pazuzu. At some point, about 12 years before the events of The Exorcist, Pazuzu took a hold of a young African boy named Kokumo, transforming the boy into a violent, unrecognizable shadow of his former self. It was then that Pazuzu's path crossed that of Father Marin, who was called to attempt to exorcise the demon from the boy. After a months long battle of wills with the demon that nearly killed Marin, Pazuzu was ejected from Kokumo's body as Pazuzu departed. So
Continuity is not a thing.
I apparently so because they don't even mention like this movie. And okay, so this movie technically I guess doesn't exist.
I mean, they could have changed Cheche's name to Kokomu.
Nah, I don't think so. It wouldn't have worked. But yeah, this
Well,
yeah, they don't even mention this. So continue on. That's the thing that was just bothering me because he kind of whooped him pretty quick in this movie. And whooped him pretty quick in the other movie, and that was just a question that popped up. Someone had was like, if they said he fought him for like a month. Well, what did it? And I'm like, yeah, it's probably a continuity issue there. They didn't pay attention to the wordings. So, all right, that's it. That's all I've got.
well, audience score. And because of continuity errors, I'm going to drop it down to like a 40%.
There we go. Audience score. Okay, let's go with
Yeah, how did the audience like Dominion?
I'm gonna give it a 30. Probably liked it more than the critics did, but probably not by much.
All right. PJ said 34.
34. What makes me hungry for chocolate?
Oh, because we were talking about Willy Wonka.
The one with the
Gene
original
Wilder.
Willy Wonka.
Gene Wilder.
Yeah, not the Charlie in the Chocolate Factory.
Yeah, because I was telling them that should be the next horror movie because of that one scene.
Oh, the boat.
Yeah, but you see now they've got Timothée Chalamet. No, Chalamet playing Wonka in the new Wonka movie.
They have another Wonka movie?
It's a prequel. It's how he becomes Willy Wonka.
Oh, God. Do we really need something like that? Why are you going to keep doing stuff?
You know how it goes. So, everybody's votes are in. I got a 30, a 34, and a 29. And the answer? Again, you all lose. It was a 25. They hated it more than the critics. It's like a game. I'm gonna start keeping tally of whether or not I win or you guys win.
Yeah, you probably should. Loser, move on.
Oh, what's that from? That's from Daddy Daycare. Jason's like, loser.
Hey Raven, was that from Daddy? I don't remember it.
No, that line is not from. That line is not. That's from Twister. That's where
that is Twister. Loser, move on. He's getting
Hey Jonah.
Jonas.
Give me a kiss. Come on.
Is it Jonah or is it Jonas?
I think it's Jonas.
Well, it's not a whole lot of anything now. He's, I think they're supposed to be
There's
See,
a
they're
second
supposed to
one
be-
coming out.
Oh, why? Why? It's like
It's called Twisters.
they're taking the root of the alien. So there's gonna be multiple twisters. See, in the first movie, it was just the one twister that kept showing up. This one's gonna be like multiple, and they're like, unfortunately, Bill Paxton can't be killed by this thing.
No.
They're all, well, I know because he's already, passed. But I'm just saying, he'd be like, Bill Paxton, the only man to be killed by aliens, predators, terminators, and now tornadoes.
Oh God, Jason! I just realized who that is.
Wait, hold on. Don't tell me. Don't tell me. What? The movie's called Twisters?
Yeah.
It's got a cast list?
I mean, it does, but that's not who I'm looking at.
Oh.
I don't know.
I want to see what the cast list is for this. We are going way off tangent. People are going to be like leaving the stream going, oh, God, I can't believe they're talking about
I mean, your lead.
Twisters.
I don't see anybody that's worth the hill of beans.
Oh, wow. Really?
Yeah, no, I don't recognize any of the names. No, but the guy who plays Jonas, do you know who that is?
Yeah, that was Carrie Ewells, right?
I'm Gordon. I'm James Gordon. I'm a doctor.
What? Wait. Top cast is David Cornsweet?
Yeah.
Cornsweet? He's the new Superman, Jeremy.
Yeah. Henry Cavill, Jason. I don't care.
That guy looks like a young Henry Cavill.
You can't beat Henry Cavill.
Are you kidding me? There's like... Oh, even the cover looks kind of an update.
So.
Wait, what? An update to the 1996 film Twister, which centered on a pair of storm chasers who risked their lives in an attempt to test an experimental weather alert system. Did you know? Trivia. This isn't a sequel of the original film, nor is it a remake of the original film. According to reports, the story will be entirely new and, in addition, be updated to today's methods and techniques of tornado hunting and scientific analytics. No, thank you. I don't need an update.
That's what made the old Twister so good.
Okay, first of all, Jeremy, let's...
Food.
Oh, Jonas. Okay. Food. Okay, let's...
Food.
The last 3 minutes of this stream's gonna be Twister.
Food.
That is technically not a horror movie, is it? If so, we can cover it.
I don't think it is.
I don't think it is either. But yeah, let's just say it out loud, Jeremy.
It's a thriller.
Twister is not like a great movie, but I absolutely love it.
It's great for what it is.
Yeah, it's a cheesy tornado flick, Mother Nature.
Is it good? No, not necessarily, but it's good for what it is. It's fun to watch.
I can't, but I mean, I guess that makes sense that they don't bring anyone back for this movie if it's just an update. I know. We even enjoyed the wonderful Universal Twister experience. Remember that? We're just sitting there on the railing, just and the stuff's going on, and then all of a sudden a little porch drops right there, and it's like.
I know. Half the rides that we enjoyed at Universal don't exist anymore.
Yeah, they made way for other sillier things.
Well, everybody, that is all the time that we have for tonight. We hope you've enjoyed it. Don't worry. Our possession trip is not done yet.
Yeah, because technically it's your pick, right?
Yep, I have my single movie next. There are no sequels. It is about possession.
Oh boy.
So it's a lot of fun.
Possession.
It's the exorcism of Jonah Hill.
I don't know that movie.
There's a movie where Jonah Hill, I guess, gets like possessed by a demon, and like the priest comes in and is like, the power of Christ compels you, and he's like, does it compel me? Is it compelling? I don't feel very compelled.
It sounds so stupid.
It's Jonah Hill.
Well, you know what they say, possession is like 9/10 of the law. So when a demon hops in there, he's like, hey, I own this body now.
I'm just kidding. It is not the exorcism of Jonah Hill. I'm just joshing. But it is a possession movie. So, without further ado, we will see y'all next week. Hope y'all enjoy. We'll see y'all for Movie Night Monday.
Movie Night Monday.
Later, everybody.
Later.